Hello, and welcome back to Politics and Religion with Brian. Today I'd like to talk about reform. I can't talk about reform without first talking about the Catholic Church. See, I'm Catholic, and when the scandal broke from Pennsylvania, I was livid. I mean, hadn't we just been here, 10, 15 years before? Why didn't they come clean then with all these other things? A lot of these allegations and information from the grand jury in Pennsylvania was from decades ago. Why did they wait to come out with it? It wasn't like it's going to go away. Well, I think the same reason that the police do the same sort of thing. In a word, pride. They don't want to feel the shame of it. They're afraid of what other people are going to think. And they don't want to lose their position, their power, or their authority. Well, you see how well that's working out for the church. So, again, when that broke, I was beside myself. And I had a choice. I could try and tear it down, I could walk away, or I could try and fix it. Try to imagine what life would be like without the church, without my faith. And I couldn't imagine, no. That wasn't an option. Besides, the vast majority of these priests are good and devout men, just like the vast majority of cops are good, dedicated people. Can't forget about them. And that really only left me with one choice. Try and fix it. So, I think there's some parallels here with Catholic Church and the police reform that we're talking about now. And, so let's take a look at this. So some people are already thinking about the same thing with the police. Defund, disband, reform. See those people out there in the CHOP or CHAZ or whatever you want to call it. They decided they wanted to just get rid of them altogether. No cops whatsoever. So how's that working out? I did hear about a tragic homicide. They wouldn't allow first responders into the scene. Well, they eventually did, but it was too late. Unfortunately, that person died. But are they going to do any type of investigation? Well, if they find the person. There's no cops. They're going to put them in jail. There's no cops. They're going to have a jury. Who's going to be the judge? What if they decide they're guilty? They don't have a prison. Again, no cops. They're just going to line up against in front of a firing squad? That's not the kind of America I want to live in. It's not the kind of America I don't think anyone wants to live in. So, that doesn't look like the right answer to me, for sure. And just like whatever mechanism it was that kept bad priests in the job, we need to find out whatever it is that keeps bad cops on the streets. I don't know if it's internal affairs, if it's police unions, or what it is. But it needs to either be reformed, have oversight, or be completely removed. If you think about it, we really put these people in an impossible position. These people in blue, these men and women of all colors. I mean, they make one bad decision, and they end up either in a body bag or on the national news. It's not fair. So maybe we need to also talk about a little bit of reform of our personal responsibility. Rashard Brooks. He made so many bad decisions that night. From drinking and driving, to falling asleep behind the wheel, to resisting arrest, stealing the cop's taser, to shooting at the cop with the taser. I mean, for God's sakes, man, if you don't do any one of those things, there's a good chance you're still around. Maybe it's the training for the police, right? Because, they're under threat, no doubt. That is a threatening situation they're under with Rashard. But at the time the police officer pulled his firearm, it looked to me like the threat had passed. Is that how they're trained to respond? I mean, I'll leave that up to the jury. That's not my call, but, we've got to do something. And speaking of personal responsibility, all those clowns down there in D.C.? They can't fix this. They don't have the authority. Police are run by local governments, meaning your county, city, and state governments. So yeah, they want to go up there and do their political theater and try and make political points, but they don't have the authority to fix this. So on the lines of personal responsibility, we all need to contact our local, city, and state authorities and politicians, councils, governors, mayors, and have them pressure them to get this fixed, because that's the only place this can be fixed. This can't be fixed at the federal level. We don't have a federal police force. So that's what I wanted to say about reform. If you look back at the church right now, with the immense spotlight and microscope that they're under, frankly, it's probably the safest place you can send your kids to school. But, why do we have to go through that? We should have already been there. Why do we have to go through all that to get to where we're at? Hope everybody can learn from each other's mistakes and move forward. That's my thoughts. And, well, I'll wrap it up for today, so just let me know what you think. And next time, we'll talk about monuments and scars and why they're important. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.